Let's get started. Once again, welcome, and thanks for joining today's session, A New Revenue Stream for Notaries, a webinar brought to you by ProbateCash. I'm your host, Molly Driscoll. As a reminder, type your questions in the chat window. The presenters will address questions after the presentation. If your question is case-specific and confidential, please indicate that in the chat, and someone will respond separately after the presentation. Our presenters today are professionals with extensive experience in all aspects of providing cash advances to individuals awaiting inheritance payouts. Mark Harris has been working in the specialty finance industry for 25 years, involved in purchasing of over $100 million of assets. Most of his purchases, pursuant to various state laws, required court hearings, many of which Mark has either attended or appeared as counsel. As a result, Mark has the advantage of meeting customers, their lawyers, and establishing relationships to find collaborative solutions for customers. Mark has spoken at numerous conferences and has been active at working to draft model legislation adopted by many states in the country. Born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida, Mark earned his undergraduate degree from Florida State University and law degree from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale. Mark is very active in his community and is an officer on an advisory board for a nonprofit organization. Mark, his wife, and 2 children reside in Parkland, Florida. Mark, could you start us off with a quick overview of what probate cash advance or an inheritance advance is?
Sure. Thanks, Molly, and hi, everyone. We try to keep these webinars at 15 minutes or less. We know your time is valuable, but appreciate you spending your time with us. I'm told there are actually more than 100 notaries from all over the country with us today. So we'll try to move quickly, handle questions at the end, and then we'll also send all of you some reference materials after we're done. So what's an inheritance advance? An inheritance advance is upfront money that we provide to a beneficiary of an estate or trust who's waiting to receive an inheritance that's tied up in probate court.
Why would someone need an advance against their inheritance?
We'll get to why this is so important for notaries and how it's going to benefit you guys, but many people need an advance against their inheritance. So unless you've experienced a probate case, you probably don't realize that these cases often take at least 9 to 12 months. And that's assuming there are no court delays or adversarial issues to resolve. So I'm sure a lot of you deal with court cases, legal documents, and know all the problems. In many counties, probate takes more than a year to resolve. So ProbateCash provides an avenue to those beneficiaries to receive a portion of their inheritance today instead of enduring the long wait. Often money is needed because the estate's home's being sold, needs repairs. So at the end of the day, the beneficiary who receives the advance can do really whatever she wants to do with the money.
What are the referral fees?
We pay a fee of $250 for every referral where we advance up to $10,000. For advances over $10,000, we pay $500. For advances over $50,000, we pay $750. And for advances over $100,000 against someone's inheritance, we pay $1,500. Now, we also take good notes. So if the person you referred to us requires additional advances and comes to us directly, you'll still be entitled to additional referral fees. Now, although ProbateCash waits until the probate case concludes, which, as we said, could be a year or more before we get repaid, ProbateCash pays you the referral fee at the same time we pay the beneficiary, usually within 24 hours after we receive your referral. So basically, we pay you that referral fee oftentimes within 24 hours.
How much can you advance?
We'll advance as little as $3,000 and as much as $500,000. So as discussed earlier, your referral fee gets higher as we pay a larger advance. Businesses, we're always looking for notaries. Mobile notaries are very important to us, so that's important. Please make sure that you provide us with our information that Molly will confirm you have before the end of the webinar. And then speaking of networks, we're certain that each of you have one as well. It's not just the clientele, but also the professionals you work with, lawyers, realtors, church pastors. I want to reiterate that sending us your contact information allows us to add you to our network of notaries for ProbateCash. And then also, we also purchase structured settlement payment rights. So maybe you've heard of that. Somebody is receiving future payments from an insurance company, usually resulting out of some court action. And we purchase those future cash flows. Bottom line, those also require documents that need to be notarized. So what we want to make sure is that when you're out there meeting with people in your network or just on a job, that your antenna is up, that you're always looking for potential new avenue streams for you, as a way to refer new business, and know what kind of businesses are there. So if you're talking to somebody and you hear them needing money and they have money coming to them that they can't access, that's our business, whether it's an inheritance, structured settlements, or most anything. And we value those referrals and we'll pay those referral fees.
Well, I know that we were talking about keeping this brief, so we're almost nearing that 15-minute mark. And as promised, the presenters are going to stay on to answer some questions. But if you need to leave, we'll be sending everyone a link to the recording of the presentation and the questions and answer. And as a reminder, you can still be submitting questions to the questions pane in your attendee control panel. So we're going to be taking some questions when the attendees will stay on until about 2:30, and then we'll start wrapping up. Mark, you kind of briefly touched on this, but one of the questions we're getting is, what other companies do you guys have that the notaries can benefit from?
Sure. So as I said, obviously this webinar was about inheritance advances. A second one I talked about was structured settlement payment rights. Those are when people are receiving payments from an insurance company or other entity as a result of an accident. They can sell those future cash flows from the insurance company, and we'll pay a lump sum to them today. We do the same thing with lottery prize payments. And then really just any other kind of future cash flows. Sometimes people are receiving, business owners are waiting to receive money from doing jobs, but they need to make payroll. So anything like that. Realtors are often a really good source, especially for the probate business, because they're trying to sell homes that are part of a probate case. And the people who are selling those homes are waiting for an inheritance and often need money to fix up the house, or simply just can't wait so long for the probate case to close.
Another question I see being asked is, how do they go about finding referrals? So how do you suggest marketing as a notary?
Sure. That's so if some of you have websites, we're happy to help with helping you draft a language for those websites. Same with text messages to folks in your network or emails. I think some of the things, like I bet a lot of you have never heard of the probate cash advances that we provide. That really, in your network, people may say, wow, never knew you guys did that. That would have worked. And I find that to be the number one answer in our business when we talk about it. So we are here to help with all types of marketing. And we actually, on some people's websites, we put a link that says, are you waiting for an inheritance? You can get money now. Are you waiting for, is your structured settlement not meeting your financial needs? We can do that now. We know, especially at this moment where inflation is hurting everyone, and I'm sure mobile notaries know that with the high gas rates that you're paying right now, what you're earning today is not getting you nearly as far. And that goes to our clients, which are making a lot of folks needing to do business today. So and any specific questions you have, please let me know. Right, you're often notarized documents in somebody's home, and you're learning a whole bunch of information when you're in someone's home. So that's a really good point. Notaries are probably, after bartenders, a good group of people that hear all the problems in the world.
Wait, so just to clarify, I think this is one question that's popping up, is how, just to this one, so they still want to understand how notaries fit in other than referrals. Is there another part they're missing, they're asking?
Okay, so how can you guys make money? And that's what we're here for. How can, one, you identify potential customers for us, and two, how does that make money for you guys via the referral fee? So on top of referrals, as I mentioned earlier, please make sure you get your contact information to us, because we do business in every state in the country. So no matter where you are today, if you're in the United States of America, we're probably doing business in your neck of the woods. And when we're doing business in your neck of the woods, oftentimes, not all the time now, I know DocuSign's a dirty word probably for a lot of folks here on this call, but We also do it the old-fashioned way. We have to hire notaries all the time. And so that's please, again, make sure you provide us with your information. And as we have the need, we'll certainly give you a call to get documents notarized.
Great. And that kind of leads into, looks like we covered one of the questions. One of the only other questions we have is how to get their information to you. And that kind of covers one thing we want to go over, which is your contact information. So I think I should give that to them now, which is that if you can call Mark at 561-476-0018 or email him at mark@probatecash.com. And thank you so much for joining us and have a great day.